Hello and welcome to Lesson 1 of the course, The Science Behind Leadership. This first lesson is going to be talking about leadership and the human brain. Just as a quick reminder for you, each of the lessons in a class consist of a little video like this one, some suggested readings, a written lecture for you to read, a discussion forum, a journal entry prompt, and an activity for you to complete. So let's talk about leadership and the human brain. I want you to begin by thinking about what you hope to accomplish by taking this leadership class. When I began my own personal quest to become a better leader, there were a couple of goals that I had, and I wasn't quite sure how to accomplish them. First of all, I wanted to gain more confidence. Second of all, I wanted to learn how to deal with difficult people and difficult situations. But I kept finding that no matter how many books I read or YouTube videos I watched, I was not developing my leadership abilities. I kept going back to my same pattern of thinking all the time. Have you ever had that where you're committed to this new information, but then you just go right back to your old behavior patterns, right? Okay, so why does that happen? Well, it's because your life consists of subconscious and conscious thinking. Your subconscious makes up 90% of your thinking. 90. That basically means that you are on autopilot an awful lot of the time throughout your day. But the good news is you're on autopilot because your brain's job is to get you through your day alive, safe, and relatively comfortable. It needs to keep all the body systems working. It needs to help you navigate a very complex world. So you're on subconscious autopilot, right? And you go through your day. You wake up in the morning and you get out of the same side of the bed and you do the same activities and you go to work and you see someone who upsets you, and that person doesn't even need to say anything for you to get upset. They push your buttons, so the second you see them, boom, your mind is right there ready to be upset again. And you go through your day and you start to realize that one day has become just like the next day. That's become just like the next day. And soon you find you are reliving the same day over and over again. Well, why is that? It's because you're on autopilot, and because during the first, research shows roughly by the age of 20, you have your basic programming set, and by the age of 35, you have your life pretty set in terms of thinking. So your brain is just telling you, okay, think this, do that, and you just get through your day without anything ever changing. Your brain is made up of neurons, and the chemicals that transfer messages throughout the brain are called neurotransmitters. Now, when your brain is trying to keep you safe and trying to get you through your day as effectively as possible, it is creating these pathways that get stronger and stronger and stronger the more you do them, the more you think them, the more you do that action. Okay? That's where habits come from. It's exactly where habits come from. It's your subconscious has these neural pathways that are really strong because you've thought them and done them so many times. Okay? But what we want to do in this course is we want to disrupt them. We want to ask some questions about why are they there? Why are you thinking what you're thinking? And we want to help you replace your thoughts with things that are more effective and empowering. So, in other courses in the leadership curriculum, we're going to talk about leadership theory, and we're going to talk about contemporary leaders and the book The Art of War and things like that. But this very first class is really just dedicated to helping you get a foundation so that you can actually change your thinking. So, one of the things I want to alert you to is the fact that these neural pathways, they're super strong and they will fight you when they are dying. So, let's say that you were raised with the belief that if somebody confronts you, you should just turn and run. You shouldn't do anything more. You should just turn and run, okay? So that's what you've been taught your whole life. And so you constantly turn and run and you're not solving any problems, right? So you have this really strong neural pathway and you start to think, I want to change that. I want to behave differently. Well, the first couple of times that you do it, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You have an addiction to feeling a certain way. It's created by these neural pathways. You have an addiction. And so it's going to be challenging. There are going to be days where you're going to say, this doesn't feel right. Maybe I'll just stop. I don't need to actually do this. I don't need to change this thought because I can't change it. That is when you know you are on the verge of doing a complete change. You are on the verge of something very exciting. So when that happens, you can't give up. You absolutely can't. That's when you really need to push harder and keep going. Those neural pathways will eventually die and be replaced with new ones. And here's the thing. And the first time I heard this, I didn't believe it. And then the second time I heard it, I thought, yeah, maybe this is right, but it seems very strange. And then I did a lot of research and I discovered that this is true. Okay, so you ready for this thought? You can become addicted to feeling bad. You become addicted to being the office clown, being the person in the family who everybody laughs at. You don't like it, you don't want it, but feeling those feelings make you feel normal. They make you feel like you sometimes. So I am here to tell you that it is very true that the sky is the limit. You can change your life. You can go from a wallflower to a dynamic leader. You can go from a leader who is struggling to a leader who is super strong. You can do this. But it's going to require that you start by examining your beliefs and then actively changing them. And keep in mind, this subconscious programming that you have started the day you were born. So whatever your parents thought about leadership, whatever your friends and family and neighbors thought about leadership, what people told you when you were an awkward teenager, all of those things went into your programming for leadership. So if you've wondered, am I self-sabotaging? Am I doing actions that actually work against me? Or why can't I take my leadership skills to the next level? Or why can't I become a leader? If you've ever wondered anything like that, you can trace it back to those beliefs. You can trace it back to what people told you that you adopted in your brain, and now it's part of your autopilot. It's the programming that's inside of you. You can change it though. I am here to tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can change it. So we're going to begin by asking ourselves, what beliefs do I have that are holding me back? What limitations do I see? And I would encourage you to go throughout your day for the next couple of days, paying attention to times when you say something isn't possible, or times when you hold yourself back, or times when you're really negative about a situation. Pay attention to those, make note of them, write them down in your journal, and then let's start hitting them head on. If we work with our brains, we can make lasting change and become the leaders that we want to become.